Well, in the last 2 months, several dozen Roma, more commonly known as Gypsies, have been settled in California, Pennsylvania by the federal government. The Roma are seeking asylum, saying they suffered racism in their native Romania. The integration is not going well. According to residents, the Roma have little regard either for the law or public decency. Citizens say they defecate in public, chop the heads off chickens, leave trash everywhere, and more. They're upset. Some of them are anyway. George Eli is a filmmaker, an author, activist, and an American Roma. He created the documentary Searching for the Fourth Nail, a movie about the Roma community. George Eli joins us tonight. George, thanks a lot for coming on.
Well, thank you, Tucker, for inviting me. I appreciate it. I don't think I would be able to get out of this. My mother would have definitely killed me since she's such a huge fan of yours. But thank you.
Nice open, George. I like that.
Well, it's the truth, and you know
say
what?
hi to your mom for me.
I will. I'm not even. I didn't even tell her. She's probably screaming right now, just so you know.
It's hilarious. So I'm not. Look, I'm not anti-Roma, but I am pro-American citizen.
And so are American Roma. I'm an American Roma, and my family's been here for 100 years. So.
I know that you are, but the group that is settled in California, Pennsylvania, doesn't seem interested at all in integrating, and so why wouldn't American citizens have a right to be upset about that?
Tucker, American citizens have the right to be anybody coming into their towns and it's making havoc. I can't comment on what exactly is happening in the town because I just learned of it through your producers. But I can say that the Roma people are. The majority of them are nonviolent. They're not violent people. Now, as far as the town can go, I'm sure they can be concerned. I think both parties are suffering right now from a little bit of culture shock. So we can't discard, as a Roma person, I can't discard what's happening in the town and they're not understanding, and then for to be fearful of like, okay, well, what's happening here? Because immigrations and immigrants are one thing, but these people, you know, they seem to be a little bit of not following the law. But it's important to understand.
But it's not fun. Look, and I agree with you. I've spent time around the Roma, and I've never heard anybody say they were violent. So I think that seems right to me. But I have heard a lot of people mention, and I hate to say it, but public defecation. There are a lot of news stories about this from around the world. I'm serious. Going back a long time in the UK and here, where groups of Roma settle in a new community and then defecate on playgrounds or sidewalks or on their front steps. That seems to me a hostile act. Basically what you're saying, these are countries that have indoor plumbing, like there are options. When you do that, you're saying we reject you and your mores.
Tucker,
what's that about?
To respond to your question, like I said, I cannot respond to, because I've never witnessed it, and I've been Roma all my life, and my family's been Roma all my life, and we use bathrooms, and I've been to Europe many times, and it's kind of like I can't respond to something that I've never seen as a Roma person. I've never witnessed any of my family do such a thing. And the way you're making it sound, with all due respect, or maybe the papers are making it sound, is like they're doing it in protest. I don't, if in fact it's happening.
Well, I don't think so.
I'm here to talk about
over a number of different years. I mean, there are photographs of it actually online.
If you want to talk about historically,
what is that about? It's not something that you need to do. So you have to assume it's a statement. It's deeply offensive, of course, to the people who live in the community.
You ask me what is it about? I can't respond on something so vague and vast. Why does people?
There's nothing vague about it. There are pictures. There are pictures of it, which I will not direct.
What I can say is this. Okay. What I can say is that a lot of these Romanian Roma are coming from the rural parts of Romania, where there's not a lot of running water, and there's not a lot. And you can look at my film and see that this happens. There's not a lot of electricity. These are very rural areas. If the people in Pennsylvania think that this is in protest, or this is just because this is just a people adjusting to a new culture.
But I wonder if that's true, though. No, because this is I'm interested in the subject, so I'm sure most of our viewers know this is a distinct ethnic group, originally from the Indian subcontinent, but they've been distinct.
It's important to understand, Tucker, that was over 1,000 years ago, and the Roma people are inherently European.
Well, no, I'm not discounting that. I'm merely saying this has been a distinct group for 1,000 years that actually hasn't assimilated, for the most part, into the cultures in which it's been hosted. And so I wonder why we think they're going to assimilate in Pennsylvania.
Because that statement that you have is not exactly true. First of all, there are over 1 million Roma in North America, and you never hear any reports of that. Okay, but in Eastern Europe, where there are the majority, they are treated very badly. It's worse than the African American plight here in the 50s because there's no economy. They can't even be the help. Okay, so, and again, these are rural areas that they're coming from. But the Roma that are in Western European countries, you know, Great Britain, France, and Spain, the ones that were born there and are basically Spanish and, you know, French natives, that doesn't happen in the more progressive countries.
But we can agree that when you come to Pennsylvania, you can't go on the sidewalk or on a playground, right? I mean, why can't, do you think that we're secure enough with our own mores that we can just say, hey, knock it off?
Yeah. Listen, Roma are they can adapt, but what you have to understand, they're coming from a culture that hates them, and they're not going to. Even though they hear great things about America, I think America is the best country in the world, and I wouldn't be able to become what I've become if it wasn't for this country. And they don't understand that yet. Now, again, we cannot discard the people of Pennsylvania.
They don't understand that. What are they doing here?
I'm not going to see. I'm not going to say that they just defecate in the street because I never seen reports of that. There's pictures that you're telling me that I have not seen. But what I can say is that when we say that they're basically not Roma and they're not Romanian immigrants,
right?
You know, that is like putting an emphasis on the Roma people and a stereotype that's not fair.
Look, I'm not trying to be unfair. I just think
I don't think you are,
American
Tucker.
citizens have rights.
I don't think you're
that have rights too.
Right,
all right, George, we are out of time, but I want you to say hi to your mom for me. Thanks
hey,
for coming
Mom.
on today.
Hi, I'm on the show, and I don't think he's going to marry you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great one.